Now you should be able to hear. Whoops.
All right, we're going to get started here. Welcome everybody to the Great Lakes Poetry Festival and our Teen Poetry Contest Awards ceremony. So excited to see all of you guys here. So I'm Marty Atkins. I'm the organizer, co-organizer of the festival. I'm also the adult programming coordinator, and we have Amanda back there, who is the teen zone coordinator. And we are both so excited for all of you guys to be here to celebrate your work. I have to acknowledge a few people and a few organizations that really helped put this whole thing together. One of the organizations I have to thank are the Friends of Peter White Public Library, the Library of Michigan, Northern Michigan University. I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody. We have to thank Provisions of Marquette, Superior Culture, and Rippling River Resort, who hosted or are going to host events. I have to thank, the owners of Bubble Tea, who everybody here is going to, if you don't win first, second, or third prize, everybody gets prizes today. You're going to get, Bubble Tea donated some gift cards for you, so you all get $10 gift cards to Bubble Tea as well. So anyway, I think that's all I need to say. So what we're going to do here, there are some people who weren't able to be here today, so we will have other people read it. It's going to be me and the UP Poet Laureate, current UP Poet Laureate Beverly Mathern, who will be reading the poems of the people who could not be here today. And I do have to thank the judges for the contest. One of those judges was UP Poet Laureate Beverly Mathern. Another was B.G. Bradley, who was the 2022 Writer of the Year at the Marquette Arts Awards. And then I also have to thank Lisa Fosmo. She was supposed to be here, but who knows, she's flying in from Escanaba, so she might show up eventually. But those three individuals spent time going over these poems and selected the winners and the runners-up, so have to thank them for all of their hard work for helping us with this teen poetry contest. Okay, so as I told everybody as they were coming in, we are going to go in alphabetical order, have everybody that is here come up and read in that order, and then Beverly and I will read the poems of the people who aren't here or who don't feel comfortable standing up and reading. The first person on the list here is Riley Baronet. She's right in the back there, but she asked me to read her poem for her. So Riley's poem is called Dear Violin. Dear violin, I started by plucking the strings with my fingers, letting the sound ring and linger. I didn't have a good ear, and none of my notes were clear. Eventually it was there. Then we added the bow with hair. It was simple at first because we were new. Then we got better and learned a few tunes. The next year came, and I now know my dream will live long. So I come to school to play along. I love it so much, I play it every day to hear its beauty ring. All through the room it sings. Smallest in the room, it still makes a beautiful tune. If you play it wrong, you still have to stay strong. You may fall down, but don't let your passion drown. So here we go. This is Riley's poem. All right. And our next poet also could not be here, but Beverly Mathern is going to come up and read this, and that person is Emily Groders, who is, I believe, out of town and could not make it. And she is going, and Emily's poem is titled Senses of Summer. So here comes Beverly Mathern to read Senses of Summer.
Senses of Summer. The smell of summer is the smell of hope and new beginnings. To me, the smell of summer is the smell of the wind coming off the lake and the fresh vegetables in my garden. The smell of summer reminds me of love, warmth, and fresh, shiny new beginnings. Those memories are the best ones. To me, the taste of summer is the fresh, juicy strawberries and smoky maple bacon right off the grill. To me, the taste of summer is the red, white, and blue popsicles and the new flavors I try that make my taste buds explode. Those memories are the best ones. To me, the sound of summer is kids laughing and the sound of the sprinkler sprinkling. To me, the sound of summer is the sound of the fireworks exploding in the sky and hearing the enormous booms that feel like you can hear them for miles around. To me, the sound of summer is the sound of my bike wheeling, turning, and the sound of fresh trails after a rain. It's the sounds of summer that connect me to those happy days during the barren winter. Those memories are the best ones. To me, the sight of summer is the bright colors on my beach umbrella and the bursting yellow sun and a hot day. To me, the sight of summer is the green grass growing and peeking out everywhere it possibly can. Those memories are the best ones. To me, the feeling of summer feels like the sand under my freshly painted toes and the cool Lake Superior water flowing over my legs. The feeling of summer to me feels like the rough bark scraping my skin as I climb the biggest tree in the whole park. The senses of summer feel like home. They feel like the place I want to be forever. Those memories are the best ones.
So that was Emily Broder's Senses of Summer. Our next reader is going to be Morgan Buck, and Morgan Buck is here. So where is Morgan? Come on up, Morgan. So excited. Here we go.
I lie under the sun while you sleep under the stars, and we can't touch, still I love you from afar. The only thing that connects us is the ground beneath our feet and the sky above that's way out of reach. Still, I feel like I've known you for lifetimes before. I've been looking for you, no need to search anymore. If only I knew that everything I've been through was eventually going to lead me to you. It would have been easier to have a little hope. It would have been easier to put down that rope. But that's all behind us. We don't have to fret. Staying alive is now something I'll never regret. So whenever you miss me, just look to the sky and remember that one day, together, we'll fly.
Hopefully you're getting a taste of how difficult it was to pick winners in this contest. Thank you, Morgan, that was beautiful. Our next reader also could not be here, so I'm going to ask Beverly Mathern to return to the stage. And this is to read Caleb Erickson's poem, Lost in a Story.
Lost in a story. Every story starts with a blank canvas. All writers start with nothing. I stare blankly at the paper. Hours go by until I get an idea. A faint one, not very noteworthy, but one idea, one small thought is enough to start a journey. One small word in an empty room can break the silence, and my hands start moving. My feelings all caught in a blur, yet some parts I remember so vividly. For hours at a time, I sit at my desk, lost in the world of paper and ink. The characters are people we barely know, yet we somehow feel a connection. People try to get me away, but I remain at my station. People are a distraction, something to lose your place in. But maybe, just maybe, they know what it's like to get lost in a story.
So that was Caleb Erickson, Lost in a Story. Our next poet is Claire, and I think I'm going to say this right, Fury. Is that correct? Claire is here, but she has asked me to read her poem for her. So Claire's poem is called Dear Soccer. Dear Soccer, you have taught me so much, more than any other thing ever has. I learned that you can never be handed something. You have to work hard for it. You have shown me that when I work hard for things, the reward feels so much better. You give me the fire that I never knew I had. You light me up when I need it the most. I've learned that I shouldn't quit because I lost someone. I should play for them instead. I never have and maybe never will find something else that gives me that adrenaline rush. Because of you, I can find peace in the violence. I know how to take a breath and reset. I know now that I can't just let people walk all over me. You taught me to push back when I need to, but how to also take a touch to the open space and find a source of calmness. All the lessons you have taught me have helped me become a better person. I will always use your strategies through thick and thin. You have given me the strength to do anything I set my mind to. You taught me to never give up, even when it's hard. I learned that I can congratulate others even when I wish it was me who scored. I've learned not to be self-centered and to enjoy wins as a team. I will hold on to these memories we have had together and cherish them forever. Thank you for everything. And Claire has a note here. I dedicate this poem to my coach, Steve Kuhl, who has motivated me for all of the years I've played soccer. So that is Dear Soccer by Claire Curie. All right. So our next reader is going to be Colin Gallion, and he's going to be reading his poem, The Rust Belt. Colin?
You may want to excuse me if I sound like a chain smoker. I've been sick for a few days, so apologies. The Rust Belt. Rebar's skeletons covered in a concrete skin. Lifeless structures, some unholy next of kin. A product of the 20th century, discarded and shaken off like a bad case of fleas. A culmination of steel and oil, constructed with flesh and blood. Miraculous, holy structures, now sinking in the mud. Burnt temples of Rockefeller and Ford, Carnegie and Chrysler. Symbols of the American dream, monuments to a time when man was worth more than God himself. Now there they stand, shallow, hollow, rusted from Michigan to Pennsylvania, from the earthly iron mines of St. Paul to the hellish steel mills of Pittsburgh, the Hollywood Boulevard of industry and capitalism. Grimy, dirty, carrying a dark past upon its rusted-out sheet metal back, its sagging pants held up by a rusted belt of smelted iron and steel. This is the Midwest. This is my home.
Thank you, Colin. All right. Our next reader is going to be Moses Goodrich, who's entered this contest a couple times, I think. I recognize his name. Where's Moses? You've entered this a couple times, haven't you? Once before, okay, because I remember you from last year. All right, well, Moses is coming to the stage to read his poem for the end of winter. Moses?
Poem for the end of winter. I would call, but it's too late to say anything except the ivory sunlight pouring through our soul. The words don't sound so strange anymore, from my burnt lips to your torn open throat. I don't know what to write, so I whisper elegies to the ash-coated fingers that once had held you. But what now is left for me? Do I lay back down in the street and pray I become river water to soothe these burns? Or do I run through the fields filled with gilded embers? You tell me I'm not damned for the pyre, so why does my mouth race back to the flames? Just once I want the tides to be louder than the sky filling my hands. Do you remember when our prayers were more than songs, when our burden was sacred? I've told you these words before, and your soul still weighs the same as hyacinth. I don't think the wind would like swimming through these ragged bones anymore. The sunlight has poured out of us, and we are left whole.
Thank you, Moses. Our next reader will be Max, and I hope I'm saying this right, Haino?
Yep.
Haino, all right. Max Haino, who's going to be reading his poem, A May Day Lament. Max. You can jump. If you feel like you can jump on the stage, you don't have to take the steps. Only older people really need to take the steps.
So a quick note before I read this. I wrote this a year ago when there was snow. So, A May Day Lament. Snow and ice. This is anything but nice. Can't we get one sunny day? After all, it is the first day of May. I want to go outside and play. I want to bask in the sunshine of a warm spring day. Heck, I'd go run out and about in the rain rather than endure this cold snow and icy pain. This has happened not once, not even twice, and it's happened far more often than thrice. I mean, I know this is the UP, and we get winter storms, but come on, it's not even winter anymore. It's officially spring. Have we gotten that memo? Time for rain showers, flowers, and perhaps a lush green meadow. Wait just a minute. What am I saying? This is the UP, the land of unending white and gray monotony. Of course we didn't get the memo. It never went through. Just look out your window and you'll find this is true. Look on the bright side. If you finish that sentence, I swear I will lock you outside. I will leave you to freeze in the wonder of your icy bright side. But I guess you're not wrong. Even though the spring days are gray and cold and long, there is a silver lining amidst all this gray. The snow will eventually all melt away. After all, it is the 1st of May.
Yes, no snow, and I'm not sad about that. Anyway, thank you, Max. All right. Our next poet is Autumn Hernandez, and Autumn cannot be here today. At least I didn't see her sneak in. I'm pretty sure she's not here. So I will read her poem, and her poem is called Uber Life. I know this is my life. When the fall ends and the snow arrives, when the mosquito bites When my sports season ends, this is my life. When the train passes, when the iron falls, it's my life. When the summers are spent biking, when the winter is spiking, my life. When the days end and the families retreat back inside, life. Who knows the meaning? Who knows when it ends? All I know is how I spend it with family, friends, all together, united, life. Even when it feels pointless, I know that this isn't the end of my story. I won't let it end like that. I know there is more to myself than I think. And when the night ends, it won't be my last. That is Autumn Hernandez. You really love it. All right. And I will read the next one as well, and then I think everybody else on the list is here, so then we'll give my voice a rest and Beverly's voice a rest. So our next one is by Violet McLeod, and it is called Diving into Life. Life isn't simple. Life is tough. Life is a tough love pool. Life freezes you as you enter middle school. Life makes you shiver as you feel alone in middle school. You try to become brave and slide into the pool. You are cold for a bit, maybe even shocked from the bitter temperature, but you get used to it. Then you turn the diving board. Then you climb it as you go through 6th grade. Then the impatience being named summer pushes you off the board. Then you're spiraling out of control and falling. You plunge farther and farther. They say you dived with grace, but you know it was anything but grace. You plunged deeper and even touched the bottom. They don't know you're in the dark, alone and cold with air escaping, but it doesn't feel right and you're suffocating. You feel too tired to fight the pressure coming down on you. You try to feel the light, you try to feel hope, but you only feel alone. Then, just maybe a form of light comes to you. Some say it's a person. Some say it's a blue dog. And maybe it is for you, but for me, it's a few simple words. You may have felt forsaken, but know that the light will find you. You will find the urge to fight, to survive, and you will. You think you'll run out of air, and you won't. That best moment is when you hit the air, and you breathe as much air as you can. Life isn't simple, but it's yours, so take it. All right, that was Autumn Violet McLeod, Diving into Life. And our next reader is going to be Venus Pavla, who's going to be reading her poem, Moonwalker. Venus.
I carved myself out of stone with my own hands, climb, inviting, till the stone breathes, bleeds, and cries. I watch myself in the moon, my silver mirror. I keen and howl and rise, and I beg her for forgiveness. I wake up, covered in blood. New hair erupts from my skin. My flesh rends to make room for my shattered bones. I'm born anew, clean, filthy. I run through the forest, trying to know myself again.
Our next reader will be Janelle Radiola. Did I say that right? Radiola? I thought I did. So, Janelle.
Look up at the moon. We could stargaze for an hour or two. One luminary clock against the sky, Frost's very own depressing metaphor for time. Some see a rock, others exploration. Many a face of their brain's imagination. I see a grandfather, but not the one that's passed away. No, I see a mechanical one. It chimes at noon every single day. Sturdy and tall, with unwavering certainty, its sharp hands chip away at routine's predictability. A harsh reminder that nothing lasts forever. Moving, passing, fleeting, whichever you prefer. Time is time, and life is life, unchangeable by the greatest of scientists, by the authors, the doctors, geologists. Someday your heart will not beat to the tick of the kitchen clock. Your hands will hold the innocence of children, of gifts, of sidewalk chalk. Your lungs will not breathe in the sweet air of a small hometown. Your shoulders will not carry the burdens that weigh you down. Your feet will not lead you towards dreams nor mistakes. Your gut will not guide you away from trouble and heartbreak. So look up at the moon and tell your children to realize no one sees the world exactly through their eyes. Tell them to recognize blessings in disguise. Learn to compromise, apologize, analyze. Tell them that time flies, and one day as they're watching the sunrise, they'll see the moon slowly fade to blue and wonder what they did with life. So waste not a moment, let yourself be alive. For uncertain is the future, precious is such time, as reminded to us by the clock against the sky.
I wish I was as wise as these young people are. When I was their age, I wasn't. So much wisdom in these poems. Now, I have to believe that we have another Radiola, and it's a brother and sister battling each other. So our next reader will be Tyler Radiola reading his poem, Invisible Drive. Just going to make sure the mic is good for you, Tyler.
There's something inside us that knows no end, a family member, a dream, a better revenge. There's something inside us that burns like a fire, some call it motivation, but to me it's desire. A desire for something greater, a goal above your thoughts, a need your mind never seemed to get lost. It might appear like a scoundrel, an obsession at first, but something inside us gives us that extra burst. There's no spirit that can match it, but infinite it's gone, though that vision will fight until it goes beyond. That fight within us leads us to survive. That is why we call it the invisible drive.
All right. Our next reader will be Danielle Sainer, who's going to be reading her poem, Nature. Danielle?
Some things in the world are impossible to imagine. The feeling of your first car, going on stage to perform, getting exactly what you want. That is, unless you've already experienced them. The feeling of performing, terrifying, exhilarating, unimaginable. Always feels like you're doing it for the first time. To some people, it comes naturally, others have to work hard. The earth is like one huge performance, goes from winter to spring to summer to fall, and back to winter, all in a year. A never-ending performance with different challenges and mysteries, impossible to imagine what comes next in the Earth's performance of nature.
And our final reader this morning will be Larkin Stucco, reading her poem, God Cries. Larkin.
It's a little bit long, so bear with me. The sun wept across the horizon, and the river felt covered with snow. And the sky fell, dawn turned dust. Light covered the raindrops, and they shattered with gold. The fracture in the lonely mountain, barren with hindrance and sorrow, spread wide with the rustle of the fallen. Further, the moon leaked its silver blood, and the earth turned to stone. A reddened eye, cracked open and wincing, the shameless trees twisting with bone and gore, and the molten gold runs from the sand like lightning, splintering the skin to false modesty. Yet the crown still sits upon the sweaty brow, the pressure bowing the heart beneath the rain, and the wind snarls, whipping across the seams of his serrated teeth. The shadow cascades across this glowing fixture, an imagination, a dream, ashen in the dirt. Through that shaded slate, a bright diamond shines, alluring yet deceiving, pyrite gleaming brighter than gold. The sunrise fades and the mountains fall below the roaring river, turned ash to stone and stone to dust. The crown sinks neath the fault, and the fire burns behind the glass. The world spinning, 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 down, down, down. The moon rises in the daylight, defiant against the sunrise, sunset freeing its soul upon the sky. Yet the silver upon that lonely boat, racing and chasing that golden teardrop from the sun, shines harsher and kinder and stronger than the horizon song that calls them home. And so the angel fell from God, and man became man, and meaning meant something. And I docked upon the harbor, a pyrite in my pocket, brighter than gold.
Let's give all the poets another round of applause. So before I announce third, second, and first place, I just want to encourage all the young poets in here. Even if you don't place, that doesn't matter. We're so excited, and all the judges are so excited, and everybody that's involved in the Great Lakes Poetry Festival is so excited that we have young people who are so passionate and want to pursue poetry and write poetry. I just wanted to tell all of you that it was a difficult decision going through these poems and trying to rank them. And that's why everybody gets prizes today, because everybody deserves prizes today for the wonderful, wonderful poems they submitted. And the other person that I'm going to thank is Beverly Mathern, because we had a certain amount that we were going to give out to as prizes, and Beverly said that was not enough. She wanted to really reward you young people, because Beverly, one of her passions as UP Poet Laureate, what she has been doing is visiting schools and arts organizations and really trying to encourage young poets, because you guys are the future of poetry. I'm an old guy, but you guys are the future, right? With that being said, I'm going to announce it from third to second to first. The third place winner will receive a $30 gift certificate to Snowbound Books. And the third place winner is Moses Goodrich for his poem. And will you kind of take a picture for us? Moses getting his certificate. There you go, Moses. Congratulations. We'll just pose for a picture here.
The needs from last night are not good.
Thanks, Moses. Congratulations. So, second place for the contest will receive a $40 gift certificate to Snowbound Books. And the winner for second place, or as they say at the Oscars, second place goes to Venus Pavla for her poem Moonwalker. There we go. Congratulations. All right. And first place will receive a $50 gift certificate to Snowbound Books. And the person who receives first place is... I should just stand here and make you all wait. The first place winner is Colin Gallion for his poem, The Rust Belt. Colin? did enter the contest, there are $10 bubble tea gift certificates. Amanda has those back there for you. So if you want to collect those gift certificates, and then if you can come to the front, everybody, I want to get a big group photo of everybody. Or why don't we do the balloon arch? Everybody can gather over there and we'll get pictures of everybody. But thank you all for coming. Congratulations to all of you poets. And I really, truly mean it when I say you are the future of poetry. So please, please, please keep on doing what you are doing. Thank you so much from the Great Lakes Poetry Festival. All right. Yeah, Amanda has your gift certificates back here, and then we'll get a picture for you guys.